Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Oklahoma Sportscene, presented by Bricktown Brewery. Speaking of Bricktown Brewery, their president, Buck Warfield, is joining us on the show today. In our first segment, there's some special announcements coming up for Bricktown Brewery. And, of course, as always, working with the Tulsa Public Schools Athletic Director, Gil Cloud, and the Hall of Fame coach, J.D. Haney. Guys, just a few things to talk about in this show. Let's first set up our lineup for this show. The Tulsa Sports Commission represented. Had Vince come over and tell us about Vince and what he's going to do for us.
Vince Trinidad, who is the executive director of the Tulsa Sports Commission, is going to be here, and he's going to tell us about the exciting things that they're bringing to Tulsa. We have the BMX World Headquarters is going to be here, and also the Big 12 Wrestling Championships will be here later in the year. But he's got all that information for us today.
And also representing BMX will be one of the former Olympic BMX riders, a Hall of Famer, Donny will be here to talk about BMX and about the sport there. And Mike Brown, a good friend of ours, Tulsa World, will be here.
Well, Mike Brown, just recently, I was just following his predictions on high school, and he led all of the sports writers in predicting the winning and losing of the high school. He does a tremendous job. His heart's in it. Always like to visit with him.
And we have a new sponsor, sponsoring a special segment here, Route 66 Chevrolet, and a guy who is going to really be involved with this show and involved with Tulsa Public Schools. Talk about Harry Harrison.
I tell you, Harry Harrison is the new owner where Jim Glover used to be.
Right.
He was Jim Glover's partner for 30 years and has taken over that right on the Skelly bypass. And we're excited to have them and have them recognize a student athlete and a coach of the month. And Harry will be on with us later today.
All right, guys, now it's time for Hot Topics. We can get Buck involved in this, too. There's nothing hotter right now than Baker Mayfield, the Oklahoma senior quarterback who does great things on the field and drives people crazy on and off the field as well. Buck, what are your first impressions of Baker Mayfield?
Well, Chris, as I told you a little while ago, I grew up in Ohio, so it's hard not to be a Buckeye fan. And in the 5 years or so that I've been here, I began to watch OU, but I had not embraced the program. This kid's taking me right over the hump. You just don't see competitors like this. His enthusiasm sometimes gets him a little bit astray, but man, wouldn't you think that's your #1 pick for anything that had a football involved with it.
JB, I know you have some thoughts on his flag planting, his drinking and running from the police in Fayetteville, and of course the latest incident, the famous crotch grab expletives at the University of Kansas Center.
Well, I think most of us in my era, we go back to the way we were coached, the way we were taught, and we weren't taught or coached the way he acts today. But it is acceptable, I suppose, today. But I hate to see him just totally lose control of his temper, and then he's sorry about it later. But I can't help but believe, I may be wrong, but I can't help but believe that's really going to hurt him when it comes voting on the Heisman.
Gil, your thoughts?
I don't think it'll hurt him a bit.
Not me either.
I think he's the best football player in this nation. There's no question about it. As Buck said, he's probably the best competitor in the nation. I haven't seen anybody else be more competitive, and I've watched an awful lot of college football this year. I think he does need to temper somewhat, but I'll tell you what, I'd rather have somebody that I have to pull back than somebody I have to turn on every day. And he's turned on every day.
Well, the college football playoffs, I know we tape on Monday. They'll be announcing the next poll, the third poll for the college football playoffs on Tuesday. Nothing's going to change. All the top 10 won, and the top 4 are going to remain the way they are, it looks like. But with that in mind, here's the setup for the semifinals. Monday, January 1st, 4 p.m. Central Time. It'll be the #2 against #3 in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. And then also January 1st at 7:45 p.m. Central Time, it'll be the Sugar Bowl, hosting the #1 and the #4 teams. So that's the playoffs, and right now it looks like it's right down to the end as usual.
You know, it was really interesting last night. I was watching the guys on Fox. It was about 11:30. I don't know why I was still up, but anyhow. And they had 7 of them around the table, and they were discussing. And the first 4 picked Oklahoma to win the national championship. And they had them go through the elimination of the top 10 and everything. And for every reason, and the leadoff was Dave Wannstedt, former Oklahoma State assistant coach, and of course at Miami and in the pros. But they all had great rationale why Oklahoma would do it. And it all came back, Buck, to the quarterback. Every one of them said, well, you got a quarterback that can do the things he can do. Yeah. And with the way the defense has played the last couple of weeks, even though the competition hadn't been as good, they felt like Oklahoma had a great chance.
Las Vegas odds just came out. Alabama, #1 to win the championship. Oklahoma 2. And, Buck, you love this. Ohio State is #4, 8-1.
There you go.
Well, they talked about that, and really in that, you know, they'll play Wisconsin probably.
Yeah, for the
for the Big Ten
Yeah.
championship, and every one of them predict that they'll beat Wisconsin because Wisconsin's strength of schedule has not been anywhere near what Ohio State has been.
Right towards the end of the season here, I've got to reach down and pick this up. Look what we received from the University of Arkansas. The Razorback helmet. Doesn't look like it's been hit on at all, which probably means it's been a game helmet. Boy, they've had a bad season. And Jeff Long, their athletic director, just got fired last week, Coach.
You know, it's tough, you know, when you're sitting in that chair, but, you know, anytime you change presidents, I always used to tell my staff when I was at the university level, I'm just as good as my next trip across campus. You know, you serve at the will of the president, and obviously that's the case. Now, at the will of that president, they have to pay him through 2022.
Yeah, $5 million.
You know, that's not bad.
Not bad.
That's not a bad termination fee.
And JV, of course, college basketball underway now. A lot of tournaments going on and stuff. Looking ahead, West Virginia and OSU start the Big 12 play December 29th, OU TCU December 30th. Then it's Bedlam, OSU OU on January 3rd, looking at for basketball ready to go.
Well, when you take a look at basketball, in my mind, there's three teams that you're going to have to watch for a national championship, and that's Duke, North Carolina, and Kansas University. Now, there's going to be some others maybe sneak in there, but I think from those three that we're going to see some great basketball.
Vince Trinidad, the executive director of the Tulsa Tulsa
Sports
Commission. Get that right there. He's going to be on in just a moment here, but first we have Buck here to talk about a lot of new things at Bricktown Brewery, new fall menu, some new these appetizers you guys keep coming up with are incredible. Tell us what's new at Bricktown Brewery, Buck.
Well, there's the first thing is we just passed 25 years in business.
Wow, congratulations.
So in the restaurant business, that's an unusual thing. And one of the things we do to try to keep rolling for the next 25 years is roll out new food items on a regular basis. So we roll out what we call the Twisted Comfort Food. Right now, you've been in the restaurant recently. There's 6 new items that are all great, but there's a couple of sandwich items, and we haven't focused on sandwiches recently. There's the Barbecuban, which is a combination of the traditional Cuban sandwich with some great barbecued pork and mustard barbecue sauce.
I tried that, yes.
Fantastic sandwich. And then my favorite is the one called the Boom Boom Shrimp. It's a po' boy sandwich done in a New Orleans-style bun using tons of small shrimp and a sauce, all the classics of the New Orleans po' boy with just that little bit of twisted sauce. And those two sandwiches are just set apart. I doubt that we ever get rid of those. They'll probably earn their way onto the menu here shortly.
And I love the fact you've added some incredible soups that we got to experience on there too.
It's the first time in our history we've got our menu development aligned with cold weather. We're usually behind the curve. We have a great French onion soup. We reworked our chili and improved it. And we added
tomato soup.
The tomato soup to the main menu. So now there's some cold weather choices that will probably stay with us even going into the warm weather because they're lighter choices for lunch.
And not that you are going to have room for dessert, because they give you a lot of food at Bricktown Brewery, but some new desserts on the item menus too.
Yeah, my favorite's the cookies, big cookies, little milk, which are fresh-baked cookies with a small glass of milk. But the hot lava cake with a raspberry puree is an ice cream. You know, if you don't like that, you just don't like chocolate. You know, and then for the kids, we did a caramel chocolate sundae. That's just very simple dessert, but for little ones, it's just flying out of the kitchen. So we've had some really nice changes in the menu, as we always work to do. And so far, the folks have just been raving about it.
Buck, thanks for coming down to Oklahoma City.
My pleasure.
This is the president of Bricktown Brewery here. We thank them, obviously, with our title sponsor here, and appreciate them, Oklahoma Sports Scene. We come back after the break. We'll have Vincent Trinidad talking about the Tulsa Sports Commission. Stay with us on the Oklahoma Sports Scene, presented by the Bricktown Brewery.
Get employee pricing right now at Route 66 Chevrolet.
That's right. Get employee pricing on the 2017 Chevy Colorado, Suburban, Traverse, and even the Silverado and Tahoe.
Employee pricing on all 2017 models. And that's not all. Get 20% off the Chevy Cruze, Sonic, and Spark. Or get 0% for 72 months. Jim Glover Chevrolet is now Route 66 Chevrolet, I-44 Memorial, or Route66Chevy.com.
At Rogers State University, we keep things personal.
It all starts here.
We make sure our graduates get the most out of their education.
RSU has campuses in Claremore, Bartlesville, and Pryor, with on-campus housing and a wide variety of programs to suit your needs.
It all starts here.
Rogers State University.
Welcome back to Bricktown Brewery's Oklahoma Sports Scene, and joined by Vince Trinidad, who's our main guy at the Tulsa Sports Commission. And Gil, they have been active and really had a major impact on our community and the state.
Well, Vince has been a good friend since he's moved here, and we've worked a lot with TPS and other entities with the Sports Commission, and we're excited to have you here tonight and hear about all of the things that you brought and the things you have in the future for us.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, with the Sports Commission staff, they do such a great job. Our overall mission is to go ahead and recruit, retain, enhance, and develop. It's RRED, RED, which keeps it simple for us, but we understand it, is to find all aspects of amateur athletics that we can do and do well. So what that is, anything from like a little 4-year-old, 5-year-old, soccer team, straight up through the highest, which for us would be NCAA, collegiate championships, which we did this year, as well as Big 12, which we also did this year as well.
Well, Vince, I can remember back when the Tulsa Sports Commission first started years ago, and where you have come since then, I think has been remarkable. What you have done for sports in Tulsa and metropolitan Tulsa, or the state of Oklahoma, that you have done things that I never thought maybe would be possible, but you've done it, and you've done it successfully.
Well, thank you so much. The credit goes to the entire team. They have a great group of individuals. There are about 6 of us there, and they just day in, day out. They love sports. They're passionate about sports, just like y'all are passionate about sports here. It's the same thing. It translates into our leadership. And most important that we don't want to leave out are the community members that love the sport. Mm-hmm. We would not be able to do the things that we do if we didn't have individuals that came to us and said, I love my sport. I love it so much. I dedicate most of my time, non-working time, to do this particular sport, and I want to bring a championship, or I want to bring a coach's clinic, or something like that. That's what really drives us as a community. All we're doing is trying to provide some outlets and some opportunities, and really it's the community stepping forward and saying, I want to do this, I want to make our town better, I want to make sure there's different opportunities for competition. Every single time you bring a high-end championship to Tulsa, it's a time when a family does not have to travel to go elsewhere to get that opportunity.
Came as executive director in 2013. Give us a bit of your background. You're Arizona Wildcat, huh?
I am. So graduated from Arizona. I had a fun time when I was there. I did not graduate with a degree that got me into sports, but I got into sports anyways. I loved it. Played sports all my life. I did large-scale event management. So I've done 3 international events, large-scale stuff, 10,000 athlete plus, multi-sport events, and it's great experiences. Lived in Portland, Oregon. Lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Moved back to Tucson to start up a sports group there, but I found that each step along the way, I was blessed more and more, blessed with the wife, blessed with children, and so you want to find a nice location. And when this opportunity came here to come to Tulsa, what a community, just everything that's here, and it's just great, and our kids love it, and we're having a great time.
What do we got to look forward to from the Sports Commission?
So, one of the big things for us is really we've been working for the past several years on securing the USA BMX headquarters in Tulsa. So for us, that is a huge coup. That is something, and the difference for that is simply because the headquarters of a national governing body, which would be USA BMX, those locations do not come up often. They're mainly in Colorado Springs, right. They're mainly in Indianapolis. So when you have a national governing body that governs the entire sport of BMX, open and available and wanting to come to your location, it takes a while, but that's okay. We're working on it. We will persevere, and we're going to get them to come here hopefully by summer of 19. When everything should be done, fingers crossed.
The impact has been amazing. I was looking at some stats your office sent us here. Since the inception of the Tulsa Sports Commission, impact on the Tulsa metro area, the state, over $300 million, Vince.
I know that's kind of hard to believe because we deal in onesies and twosies when it comes to our events, but when you put it all on a sheet of paper and you really see the true impact of that, and that's nice to be able to see that, and I'm extremely proud of the team and overall the leadership to help us get to that point, and the community. I mean, it's really the community helping us do these things.
What have we got to look forward to collegiately? Anything on the horizon?
Right, back in March, the Big 12 Wrestling Championship will be the second year we've hosted it, and we had a great success in the first year. So we originally went after that one for about a 5-year contract, and they came back and said, we'll give you 2 years, and then and then 3 one-year contracts. But I think we're going to have a conversation with them over there and see how long we can keep it in. I know that the support we're getting from Oklahoma and Oklahoma State to keep it in the state at the BOK Center. It's a great venue. So for us, it's a great collegiate sport. We're hoping to keep that here in Tulsa, make that at home. We're going out the NCAA stuff as well. And there would be some conference things that we're working on, whether it's with ORU or TU or even, Rogers State. They have a lot within their division that we can bring to. So we're always open, and we have open conversations with them, and we're always willing to have that conversation.
So we'd like to look at the wrestling championship to be like Omaha is to baseball.
I think that would be an ideal thing for us in Tulsa. One of our overall goals and missions is to try to find an event that works really well, that we can sustain. I think with the community of wrestling here locally, with the amateur side of stuff, and with the programs being as strong as they are here in Oklahoma, there's no reason why we can't. Our ticket sales for the first year in Tulsa, they were incredible. And so we're just going to do nothing but grow and grow and grow. Ideally, I'd love to see the entire BOK Center, filled, chock-a-block, everything, all 19,000 seats of people screaming, watching the Big 12 championship.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing that really has impressed me, is the fact that the flexibility that you have used with the Tulsa Sports Commission. And it's not just been basketball or football. I mean, every aspect of sports, because there are interests in every aspect out there, and you are really approaching it correctly.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Like anything, what can a community do? What are the individuals that are willing to put the time in? What are the corporations that are willing to put their backing, whether it's people or their money, towards those programs? We could do everything we want to on our end with the Big 12 Wrestling Championship or any other collegiate program, but if we didn't get the support from the community, they'll go away. They'll go to other communities that want it more than what we do.
Talk about the facilities that Tulsa offers. Think of the BOK at One Oak Field.
I can tell you that when I first came here, I was actually amazed at the high school facilities that you have within this area. I'm not kidding. I mean, there are a lot of high school facilities that are better than most Division I college facilities that are out there. And if you haven't seen that, you can go to some of the other Division I schools and see they're playing in high school looking gyms, as opposed to large high school arenas or natatoriums or the quality of the football stadiums that we get to play here. It's a distinct advantage. So I know that I grew up playing on a soccer field and a dirt field, so the first time I went to a field that had grass, I thought I'd died, gone to heaven. What's this stuff that's slowing down my game, So facility-wise, we're very, very rich, and we're very blessed to have those types of facilities. Having great people within those facilities is key, too. They want to make a difference, and they help us do that as well.
Yeah, really, I think the patrons in Tulsa have made a commitment, in the Tulsa County area, have made a commitment. I'm fortunate to spend 15 years at Union, and of course the facilities that we were able to build there, and then but you look around the entire area now, and everybody has those facilities available for kids, and obviously helps the Sports Commission.
Yeah, it does. You take a look at some of the other sports that we can do really well. Track and field. Now, is there a large track and field stadium at a university that we could use? There's not really like that compared to other colleges that have those. But then I think that the districts, to your point, are taking that burden on to create those opportunities. And you see the ancillary things that are being built around it. So you take all the facilities within the metro area. It's very strong portfolio. And with everything being only 15 minutes away, it makes it easy for us to go ahead and bring the events.
You have something for Vince for us?
Well, I tell you what, Vince, we're glad you're here. And we certainly want to give you this opportunity to go to Bricktown, who is our presenting sponsor.
Thank you so much. Please don't tell my boys.
Vince Trinidad, he is the executive director of the Tulsa Sports Commission. Say hi to Ray Hoyt for us, doing all the staff up there.
Will do.
Great job. Special guest coming up, Danny Robinson, an Olympian, is going to be on our set for Oklahoma Sports Scene, coming up next.
Okay, looks like he's almost off the phone. Let's go.
Surprise! Happy birthday, Sammy!
It's not my birthday yet.
Not yet, but we're celebrating all month long with special deals on Hondas and fun prizes when you come to visit the showroom.
That's selling Honda Sammy style. Just don't tell them I'm turning 60. I mean 50. I mean 49.
Come into Don Carlton Honda, family owned and operated for over 40 years.
The holidays are almost here. Enjoy a taste of the season with the new holiday sandwich at Billy Sims Barbecue. Fresh cut turkey, slow smoked on site each day, then piled high with savory cornbread dressing and Billy Sims' signature cranberry Q sauce. Available for a limited time at Billy Sims Barbecue. You don't have to wait for the holidays. Enjoy a taste of the season right now with the new holiday sandwich at Billy Sims Barbecue.
At Rogers State University, we keep things personal.
It all starts here.
We make sure our graduates get the most out of their education.
RSU has campuses in Claremore, Bartlesville, and Pryor, with on-campus housing and a wide variety of programs to suit your needs.
It all starts here.
Rogers State University.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back the Thoroughbreds.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Don't miss the final day of the live Thoroughbreds season, featuring the $400,000 Springboard Mile, cash prizes, and your free 2018 calendar.
We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. Gonna rock around the clock.
And only at Remington Park.
Welcome back to Oklahoma Sportscene, and I want to share with you Forrest Cameron. He puts out the GTR. Now that's a newspaper that in the metropolitan area of Tulsa, there are 6 publications. And it seems like every month that there's some stories in there that you wouldn't find anywhere else. And this month about Ray Nunley, the head wrestling coach at Edison High School, worked over there with Jim Sellers and really built wrestling for the city of Tulsa. So if you have an opportunity, pick up a GTR and read about Ray Nunley, outstanding wrestling coach.
Very special guest on Oklahoma Sportscene at Bricktown Brewery, Olympian, a Hall of Fame member, an absolute icon, a legend in BMX racing, Donny Robinson, a young legend. But Donny, you've had a lot of background here in Tulsa, been coming here for a long time.
I have, just about 20 years BMX racing has been coming here to Tulsa, and it's like my second home.
Give us a bit of your background. I touched on the big highlights, but how you got into the sport and what took you to those heights?
Well, my friend invited me out to the local BMX track. I'm from the Napa Valley in California, so not a bad place to be from.
That's right.
And it started when I was 6, and it was just kind of my thing. You know, I had done gymnastics and a couple other sports, but I got on the bike and it was just freedom. It was just something that wasn't a team sport. You know, nobody told you that you had to sit on the bench any type of thing. So you got on your bike and it was just freedom, and there were friends, and it was just a great family sport, and I just took to it from there.
You know, other than I noticed your singing and dancing that you like to do. Tell us about some of the things beyond the competition that you've been involved in over the last few years.
Oh boy, it's all about advocacy now. You know, I actually just retired from competition here last year, and since then it's just about being getting kids back on bikes. You know, I know what bikes have done for myself and my family, and so that's just my rallying cry. Let's get kids back on bikes, and I'm actually. I developed a BMX Racing League program that is allowing beginner riders to find the sport and just really enjoy it like it's meant to be. You know, no competition, just out there, quality time with the family, having fun on the bikes with their peers. And so, you know, my competitive years were amazing, but I think that there's something more now to kind of work through with families across the country, and I think there's great things coming.
Donny, did you expect it to go where it is today? When you first started, it just seems to me like that is almost out of control.
It was a dream come true. I mean, so you look at my shirt, how far can 2 wheels take you? I mean, we know that it could take you from, you know, your house to your school, but again, in life, it's just, man, just the character and everything that develops as a person. But I mean, again, this bicycle has taken me all over the world, meeting so many great people. And so no, from the beginning, it wasn't about, you know, getting to the Olympics or anything like that. It was just about the love of what I did, and eventually, you know, got me to some great places. And, you know, my dad always said, do what you love and the money will come, and so far it's worked.
Donny Robinson, you mentioned a 4-time BMX world champion, 2002 Hall of Fame inductee, 2-time BMX World Cup Series champion, national champion, 2-time UCI BMX #1 world ranked rider. But the one that really stands out, of course, anytime you can add an Olympic medal. Talk about that experience, 2008 in Beijing, right?
Right. It was so great. It was the first year that BMX was accepted into the Olympics, and I actually got to go there in 2007, be the ambassador for BMX racing. And so it was just an awesome experience, right? The culture, everything that they have over there, and to represent the United States and BMX racing in the Olympic Games, and to come home with a medal, it was a surreal experience, and just you know, help bring our sport to the next level. And I was very fortunate to get the experience and ability.
Well, tell us about Why Tulsa for the BMX home office?
Again, the Grands have been here for 20 years, and so it's just mid-America, right? You know, everybody converges on Tulsa. Everybody is so friendly here. Again, the whole sport of BMX and the riders and families that come to Tulsa, it's like our second home. We know the restaurants, we know the hotels, everything. I mean, the city of Tulsa caters to the BMX racing community, and it's just a great experience and opportunity. So yeah, why not?
Original site was going to be the old Driller Stadium. Remember, guys? That kind of fell through. But with our Vision Tulsa funds, some $15.2 million, they've scrambled around and found the new location, 118 North Lansing Avenue, the old Evans Fine Tube Industrial Site. It looks like it's going to be a great place to bring everything there, right? The world headquarters, the Hall of Fame, competitive track, everything.
It's going to be a dream. It's going to be an epicenter. And so again, if you want to, be that person and that rider or that boy or girl, go to the Olympics, you want those higher aspirations, this is going to be your place.
This is a sport that began, looking back here, in 1973, actually, some of the early competitions. So it's been around for a long time.
Oh yeah, and it's cool. Sand Springs BMX actually has a very local and manageable dirt course out there for kids of all ages to come out and learn about the sport. The Grands, who I'm sure we're going to talk about in a moment, again, this is a Super Bowl of BMX racing, and so you can see the best of the best, whether you're 5 years old or 55 years old. Everything is here in Tulsa. You've got those beginner tracks, you've got the epicenter that is coming, you've got the Grands out there, so everything that you can possibly need or want to watch is here in Tulsa.
And tell us about the Grands.
The Grand Nationals, again, it is the Super Bowl of BMX racing, so it is quite overwhelming for new families, but it's an awesome experience because you can come out and you can kind of see, what these 3-year-olds, these 4-year-olds, and these 65-year-old, grandparents are out there doing on the course. And so again, this is just families from across the nation. You can see just how great of a family sport BMX racing is. And again, you could see where it can take you. And so the Grands is absolutely free to spectators. You can come in, and so you can't beat it. You can walk around the pit areas. You can meet Olympians, pros. That's the cool thing about BMX racing is it's not like other sports where you're segregated from the athletes. In BMX racing, you can walk up to any Olympian, gold medalist, silver medalist, bronze medalist, all these riders. And again, the family atmosphere, just everybody is welcome. So it's so great for new families all around.
One last thing, across the world, is this a growing sport?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, again, in the Olympics, 2008, actually, Latvia took home the gold medal, and the same guy did again in 2012. And so it's good. I mean, again, it's just giving that exposure, and all of these federations from around the world are pumping money into the BMX program. And so, yeah, it is, the birthplace was here in America, but it is exploding all over the world.
Something for Donny here for
Donny, we certainly, when you come to Tulsa, one of the restaurants we always want you to remember is Bricktown Brewery. We have a $25 gift card for you.
You gentlemen, thank you very much for this. I do appreciate that. I'm going to use this absolutely.
All right.
Wish he was more enthusiastic about his sport.
Exactly.
All right, great job, buddy.
Yeah.
Donny,
Olympian, Donny was a BMX legend, and again, we're so excited that BMX, the world headquarters, their Hall of Fame, coming to the city of Tulsa 2019. Back with much more on Oklahoma Sports Scene. Stay with us.
I'm Kirk Smith, and this is my story. I'm a captain of TU's track and cross country teams, and I'm a Rhodes Scholar. My life's pretty simple. I run, I work, and then I run some more. My research focuses on combating climate change by driving down the cost of energy storage. And that's my story, so far.
Get employee pricing right now at Route 66 Chevrolet.
That's right. Get employee pricing on the 2017 Chevy Colorado, Suburban, Traverse, and even the Silverado and Tahoe.
Employee pricing on all 2017 models. And that's not all. Get 20% off the Chevy Cruze, Sonic, and Spark. Or get 0% for 72 months. Jim Glover Chevrolet is now Route 66 Chevrolet, I-44 Memorial, or Route66Chevy.com.
The holidays are almost here. Enjoy a taste of the season with the new holiday sandwich at Billy Sims Barbecue. Fresh cut turkey, slow smoked on site each day, then piled high with savory cornbread dressing and Billy Sims' signature cranberry Q sauce. Available for a limited time at Billy Sims Barbecue. You don't have to wait for the holidays. Enjoy a taste of the season right now with the new holiday sandwich at Billy Sims Barbecue.
Hi, welcome to Journey Fitness.
Journey Fitness is your locally owned gym located in Bixby. Enjoy 24/7 access to a clean, friendly, staffed facility. Journey Fitness has limited memberships available to ensure waiting to use equipment is a thing of the past. Our trainers are second to none, no matter your goals.
My journey is 24/7.
My journey is driven.
No matter your journey, fitness is ours. Come join us.
Celebrate your home today at Bowen's Discount Carpet for our Shop and Compare sale. Take advantage of our guaranteed lowest prices you can find. Great deals on new Shaw floors and a huge variety of brands and colors that you will have to see to believe. Let Shaw Floors spice up your space, along with 36 years of experience, and the beauty of your floors will shine. Come out to Bowen's, where we refuse to be undersold.
Welcome back on Oklahoma Sports Scene, presented by Bricktown Brewery, but this segment all belongs to this gentleman. This is Harry Harrison, the general manager of Route 66 Chevrolet here in Tulsa, taking over a long time from your old Padre Jim Glover, and brand new things happening up there.
Well, we're excited about it. You know, with the new name change, it's been Jim Glover for a long time, and Jim's done a lot for the community, and he's moved on, and we decided to change the name and kind of set our own identity with what we've got.
You got quite a bond with Harry Harrison here.
Well, you know, the first thing, Route 66, I think that is just marvelous. I don't think anything could fit Tulsa any better than Route 66. Perfect. Now, I understand why. A graduate of Webster High School.
There you go.
And I'll tell you what, bound on the west side, nothing but success. So what you're doing over there, I accept it.
Well, thanks, JV. We go back a long way. I mean, it's been a lot of years, and like I said, with my father-in-law, Gene Hart, that was a coach and a mentor of mine, and I know you all go back a long ways. And, you know, with the name change, and we've got a new marketing director in there, we're looking forward to setting a new identity for our store and helping the community and the Tulsa Public Schools. So we're excited about being a part of your team.
Harry, we're excited about your partnership with us. I think having been a graduate of one of our high schools and being a Tulsan forever and ever, except for, what was that, a couple of years that you spent in Southwest
I had to make
Oklahoma?
a short stint with Jim and a good buddy of mine down to Lawton, where we opened a new Chevy store, but was able to migrate myself back to Tulsa, so I'm glad to be home.
You know, I've come back to Tulsa about 3 times myself, but no, we're excited about our partnership. Tell us a little bit about your new dealership. How do you feel about moving into a location that's been there for a long time?
Well, I've been there for quite a while, and like I said, all the people that had made that store as great as it is had stayed with me. So that was a big thing for me. All the employees, from the sales to the management to the accounting to the service department and the techs, they all stayed on board. And you know, that location has been the #1 Chevy store in Oklahoma for the last 8 years, and it's our community that's made it #1. So I'm looking forward to helping the community that's helped me, and that location continue to strive and be the top Chevy store in Oklahoma.
All you have to do is go into Harry's office, and you know he's a sports fan. You love your sports.
I love the outdoors. I love sports, football, any sport. You know, it's. I get a little heartbroken when football season ends, but you know, I still like a lot of the other sports and the outdoors life. So I'm looking forward to it.
Tell us what you think about Baker Mayfield.
Baker's a great athlete. I can tell you that. He's probably one of the best quarterbacks I've seen in a long time, and probably still going to win the Heisman. A little disappointed in some of the actions that happened during the KU game, but you know, he's a young man, and he was just pushed to a limit. A lot of people get pushed, and they do something they regret, and I'm sure he regretted what happened. But, you know, like I said, he's a great asset to the Oklahoma University football team and a superb quarterback.
When we come to your dealership, what can we expect?
Well, you can expect guaranteed best price in Oklahoma for a Chevy and superb service. So that's something we've always have offered, is the best selection, largest selection, and strive to give you the best price possible.
Yeah, watching some of your spots, but also some of the national spots, I had no clue. They started stacking up cars that showed you that they couldn't combine all 6 cars to have the technology that Chevrolet has.
Oh, their technology,
Really?
I don't know how to work it.
I wouldn't either. Because you got to spend an hour at the dealership learning how to.
That's why you hire people that know how to do it. Like I said, I'm a good motivator.
Yeah.
But don't ask me how to start half these.
My wife
cars.
makes fun of me. I have a car that still has a key. She makes fun of me.
You got a key?
Yeah. See? I like my key.
It took me 5 minutes to learn how to start one the other day. And I was looking for. I knew it's a push button, but I couldn't find it. You know.
Oh my God.
Then you got to put your foot on the brake. You know the technology. Like you can't get lost in the car now. I promise you.
What was the impact for you of going through the Tulsa public school system, Webster High, and how did it affect you and help you in your life?
Well, like I said, I grew up West Tulsa all my life. I love the community. I still do. I think it was like another city by itself, and with guys like JV over there having something to do with it, it was fun. I mean, you know, and I remember years ago they wanted to try to close it down, and it was the only school, you know, with the trees and the creeks and oh man, my mom went to Webster High School. Are you kidding me? I mean, you know, it stayed in the family. So, you know, it was a lot of friends, a lot of family, a lot of good times over there, and I'm glad they haven't shut it down, and I hope they never will.
We were looking for a segment sponsor for this show. As we talked to you, we came out to your dealership, and Gil, we thought it was really important to focus on, and not just Tulsa, but the entire state of Oklahoma with a special award.
You bet. We will be announcing when Mike Brown of the Tulsa World joins us here after Harry's segment, a Student Athlete of the Month, and it'll be the OK, Route 66, Chevrolet Student Athlete of the Month, and the Coach of the Month. And we've asked our friends over at the Tulsa World to make those selections each month, and it'll be for the month, and we'll do it in the second show of the month each time. And we'll be sending each of those student athletes and coaches a certificate from Oklahoma Sportscene and Route 66. Well,
we're proud to be a sponsor of it, and I hope they all want a Chevrolet. So just come see me if they do, and we'll take care of it. There's these awards I know mean a lot to the coaches, a lot to the students, and we're very honored to be a part of your team.
Super.
And being able to help them out.
Harry Harrison is the general manager of the new Route 66 Chevrolet in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and just come on out there and you'll be treated really well. Believe me, they do a great job. Harry, thanks again. Thanks for your sponsorship.
Chris, I appreciate it, man. Glad to be back beside you. I mean, I remember you back when I was a kid on Channel 8. And, you know, like I said,
I get that a lot.
Yeah, well, you know, like I said, you're still with me. I love that, man. Yeah.
I'll try to remember what's coming up next. Mike Brown is going to be with us to announce his Chevrolet prep athlete and coach of the month. Goodbye.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Good stuff.
Get employee pricing right now at Route 66 Chevrolet.
That's right. Get employee pricing on the 2017 Chevy Colorado, Suburban, Traverse, and even the Silverado and Tahoe.
Employee pricing on all 2017 models. And that's not all. Get 20% off the Chevy Cruze, Sonic, and Spark. Or get 0% for 72 months. Jim Glover Chevrolet is now Route 66 Chevrolet, I-44 Memorial, or Route66Chevy.com.
Rising from the plains of Oklahoma is a destination for scholars and thinkers, dreamers and doers. This is where hope, hard work, and integrity create tomorrow's catalyst for change. And excellence is the standard demanded not only of your head, but your heart. This is Oklahoma State University, America's brightest orange.
Welcome back on the Bricktown Brewery's Oklahoma Sports Scene, and joined by Mike Brown, one of the outstanding sports writers of the Tulsa World. Mike, we brought you and your Tulsa World staff in to help us out with Harry Harrison's segment, the Route 66 Chevrolet OK Prep Player of the Month for the month of October, statewide in Oklahoma. Who'd you guys come up with?
Well, in the athlete category, Peyton Scott from Sand Springs rushed for 505 yards against Bartlesville. I think it was the next to last week of the regular season. Finished with 2,586 yards, which, according to our research, it's the largest. Of course, the classifications get complicated because they've changed along the years, but for the last 28 years, 2850 or 2586 is the highest total by a 6A running back ever. Now, I'm not saying large school football all the way back to the teens because, you know, the research is sketchy, but over the last 28 years, that's a real strong performance.
Well, Peyton Scott, senior running back, Sand Springs High School, and we have a coach. And interesting, we're doing all sports, of course. You guys have great research. Who'd you come up with for our Coach of the Month statewide in October?
Dan Donahue led the Victory Christian girls to the Class 5A state title in volleyball. And the interesting part about that is that after it was all over, people got to looking at it and realized that Victory Christian should have been in 4A. So,
Coach, how's that happen?
A little bit of confusion there. Victory moved up. They're obviously a successful program and is forced to play up a classification because of their continued success. The OSSA rule about private schools bumping up, but when they went from 3A to 4A, they're in a new classification. They don't have a record of success in 4A, so they should have played at the 4A level this year, but somehow they got into 5A and won it all.
Congratulations, Dan Donahue, again, the head volleyball coach at Victory Christian. Congratulations, Coach. You'll be getting your certificate as well. And again, he is our October Route 66 Chevrolet OK Prep Coach of the Month, selected by the Tulsa World staff. And now it's time to get into some football here, Coach. Playoff football.
I'll tell you, Mike, this is an exciting time of the year. You know, we've got a week off in 6A, but 5A is still playing. But let's talk about that 6A. One matchup, which is going to be outstanding with Owasso and Union.
Well, some people say it was one of the greatest games ever played the first time. 44-41 in, I guess, double overtime.
Double overtime.
I was not at that game that night, but I saw a good game. But, you know, and a match between pupil and mentor, Kirk Frederick at Union, who's won a few gold balls, playing against former Union head coach Bill Blankenship, now at Owasso, and doing a great job in his first year.
That's and December 1st, the final.
December 1st, and that will be at Chapman Stadium, 7 o'clock kick. And 6A2, two outstanding teams, a three-peat state champion coming back into the finals after our little rocky start. And then, of course, the Booker T. Washington Hornets, 11-1 coming in the finals.
BIXBY and Booker T, right?
BIXBY and Booker T.
BIXBY and Booker T. Washington. BIXBY is gunning for a fourth state title. They did a great job Saturday to get past Midwest City 14-12. Booker T. Washington did better than a great job. Lawton Wolverines were averaging 46 points per game, highest scoring team in the class, and Booker T. Washington wins 50-12, gave those people nothing until they were disinterested. And,
I saw the score.
It was 43-0 in the third quarter, and Lawton got a couple of consolation touchdowns.
Well, 36-0 at halftime, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, you know. But they scored touchdowns just about every way you can score a touchdown with the speed that Booker T has. Would you want to project winners in 6A1 and 6A2?
Well, it gets a little harder this time of year because they're all 50-50 matchups, you know, flip a coin. You got to go with Union, defending state champion. They won the first matchup, and I really think a fabulous collection of athletes. But, of course, Owasso's got fabulous athletes, too, with Josh Proctor, who's going to Ohio State. It'll be well, or committed to Ohio State. Some of our writers are trying to see what they can do about that.
That was Lincoln Riley.
But yes, you know,
Bixby and Booker T.
Bixby and Booker T. Bixby has had a great run. Booker T. Washington looked pretty unbeatable the other night. People who've seen him play think that they could beat Union or Broken Arrow or Wasso this year.
Well, both games are at 7 o'clock on Friday night. The 6A1 is at Chapman Stadium. 6A2 is at Jinx Hunter Dooley Field, and it should be a great evening for high school football in the city of Oklahoma.
You got something for Mike here?
And Michael.
Yes.
Because of your experience here with us and picking those players of the month and everything, we've got a $25 gift certificate for Bricktown Brewery for you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mike. Mike Brown, the Tulsa World, we thank them and their staff again for helping us select with Harry Harrison's group, Route 66 Chevrolet OK Prep Player and Coach of the Month. And for October again, it was Peyton Scott, the senior running back of Sand Springs, and Dan Donahue, volleyball coach from Victory Christian. Back there, have another segment of our Oklahoma sports scene right after this.
Okay, looks like he's almost off the phone. Let's go.
Surprise! Happy birthday, Sammy!
It's not my birthday yet.
Not yet, but we're celebrating all month long with special deals on Hondas and fun prizes when you come to visit the showroom.
That's selling Honda Sammy style. Just don't tell them I'm turning 60. I mean 50. I mean 49.
Come into Don Carlton Honda, family owned and operated for over 40 years.
Welcome to Jimmy's Egg. Come on in.
For more than 30 years, Jimmy's Egg has been starting people's day off right with hot, fresh, made-to-order food. Our eggs are fresh, cracked to order every time, and there are over 40,000 ways to craft your own omelet. With signature favorites like our meat lover's skillet or decadent cinnamon roll pancakes, you won't leave hungry. Breakfast and lunch is available every day from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., so stop in today and let our friendly staff serve you.
Stop by and see us sometime.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back the Thoroughbreds.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Don't miss the final day of the live Thoroughbred season, featuring the $400,000 Springboard Mile, cash prizes, and your free 2018 calendar.
We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. Gonna rock around the clock.
And only at Remington Park.
I'm Kirk Smith, and this is my story. I'm a captain of TU's track and cross country teams, and I'm a Rhodes Scholar. My life's pretty simple. I run, I work, and then I run some more. My research focuses on combating climate change by driving down the cost of energy storage. And that's my story, so far.
Hi, welcome to Journey Fitness.
Journey Fitness is your locally owned gym located in Bixby. Enjoy 24/7 access to a clean, friendly, staffed facility. Journey Fitness has limited memberships available to ensure waiting to use equipment is a thing of the past. Our trainers are second to none, no matter your goals.
My journey is my journey.
My journey is my time.
No matter your journey, fitness is ours. Come join us.
The Thoroughbred racing season at Remington Park is coming down the stretch. Dale Day catches up on what's going on in Oklahoma City.
The 2017 Remington Park Thoroughbred season now less than a month away from wrapping up with the important Springboard Mile Day on December 17th. Until then, plenty of great racing remains, and Remington Park gets set to honor some of the state's best. Many Oklahoma-bred sprinters who were active on Oklahoma Classics night in October were back in action recently for the $50,000 Silver Goblin Stakes at 6.5 furlongs. Welder was the overwhelming favorite, and he put together one of his best races to get the distance in front-running style. The stretch, Welder on the lead by a length and a half. Mr. N trying to battle back. Stars Valentino creeps up third, trying to cut it to the margin, final 16th. Welder has it measured. Mr. N getting a little closer, but not good enough. Silver Goblin Stakes goes to Welder by a half length. Owned by Raymax Farms of Claremore, Welder is trained by Boyd Fennell and was ridden perfectly by Travis Cunningham. The Oklahoma Horse Racing Hall of Fame at Remington Park will welcome more members on the final weekend of the 2017 season. Among the horses going in will be Caleb's Posse, winner of the 2010 Clever Trevor Stakes at Remington Park, who went on to capture multiple Grade 1 events as a 3-year-old in 2011, including the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. Oklahoma-bred millionaire She's All In will be honored. Owned by Tulsa doctor Robert Zellner, She's All In was a graded stakes winner under trainer Donny von Hemel and a 4-time consecutive winner of the Oklahoma Classics Distaff. Jockey Luis Quinones, a regular at Remington Park from the early 1990s, is only the 3rd jockey to win more than 1,000 races in Oklahoma City, joining Hall of Famers Cliff Berry and Don Pettinger in that category. Owner, trainer, breeder C.R. Trout of Edmond, Oklahoma, has had one of the state's top operations for years, producing high-quality horses instead of just a high quantity. Among his notables, 2015 Oklahoma Derby winner Shotgun Cowboy, millionaire Maysville Slew, and graded stakes winner Shotgun Gulch. Trainer Joe Offolter of Blanchard, Oklahoma, a mainstay at Remington Park since day one. Offolter is a past season training champ and is only the 3rd trainer in track history to amass more than 500 local wins. And for his lifelong contributions in media coverage for horse racing, both nationally and in state, Sportscene's own Chris Lincoln will be honored as the first broadcaster to receive Oklahoma Horse Racing Hall of Fame status. The Remington Park Thoroughbred season continues until December 17th with Springboard Mile Day. We will honor the Oklahoma Horse Racing Hall of Fame new members on Friday night, December 15th. In Oklahoma City at Remington Park, I'm Dale Day. Now back to Sportscene.
My goodness,
Wow.
Chris, that's unbelievable.
No idea.
Congratulations.
Amazing. I tell you, I go back a long ways in almost everything, but especially horse racing in Oklahoma. So what an amazing award to be part of the Oklahoma Horse Racing Hall of Fame.
Well, I think that's a tremendous honor. And, of course, it's kind of like any Hall of Fame when you've been around as long as you have. No,
Finally,
I
that's
really
right.
say that. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you, guys.
a
Appreciate
tremendous
it.
honor.
Thank you, Remington Park, too, and the Oklahoma Horse Racing Association.
Well, now when do they officially bring you in?
December 15th, I hear, is the induction ceremonies at Remington Park, so we'll be over there for that. So it'll be great.
Well, we may have to all go.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. A big
Yeah,
party
absolutely.
there. Hey, we have some more sports to talk about. Let's congratulate another one of our TPS grads, D'Angelo Brewer, former Tulsa Central quarterback, right?
He was a quarterback when he played for the Braves, and now he's the all-time leading rusher for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. What a great young man, too, when he went to TU from Central. You know, it was a great opportunity for him. He knew it was, and then when he made the shift to running back, best thing ever happened to him.
And yeah, I think that's so interesting because so many times players come along like that maybe didn't get all of the recognition that they should have received.
Right.
But once they get in there, man, they make a name for them.
And he's also the all-time rushing leader for the American Conference, too.
Yes.
So congratulations, D'Angelo Brewer. Also, congratulations, John Smith, wrestling coach at Oklahoma State, huh?
400 wins.
Wow.
That's amazing. I can remember when he first got the job, you know, and you think 400 wins later into collegiate wrestling, having lived in Iowa and been with Iowa and Iowa State wrestling, which is huge, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, and I've been fortunate to be in both of them once, and that's amazing.
Parting shots are straight ahead. Stay with us.
Get employee pricing right now at Route 66 Chevrolet.
That's right. Get employee pricing on the 2017 Chevy Colorado, Suburban, Traverse, and even the Silverado and Tahoe.
Employee pricing on all 2017 models. And that's not all. Get 20% off the Chevy Cruze, Sonic, and Spark. Or get 0% for 72 months. Jim Glover Chevrolet is now Route 66 Chevrolet, I-44 Memorial, or Route66Chevy.com.
The holidays are almost here. Enjoy a taste of the season with the new holiday sandwich at Billy Sims Barbecue. Fresh cut turkey, slow smoked on site each day, then piled high with savory cornbread dressing and Billy Sims' signature cranberry Q sauce. Available for a limited time at Billy Sims Barbecue. And don't forget to make the upcoming holiday season special with slow smoked turkeys and spiral cut hams from Billy Sims Barbecue.
Rising from the plains of Oklahoma is a destination for scholars and thinkers, dreamers and doers. This is where hope, hard work, and integrity create tomorrow's catalysts for change. And excellence is the standard demanded not only of your head, but your heart. This is Oklahoma State University, America's brightest orange.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back the Thoroughbreds.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Don't miss the final day of the live Thoroughbreds season, featuring the $400,000 Springboard Mile, cash prizes, and your free 2018 calendar.
We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. Gonna rock around the clock.
And only at Remington Park.
It's time for parting shots on Oklahoma Sportscene, and let's tip it off with Coach J.B. Haney.
One of the things that has really bothered me in regard to college football is a playoff within the conference. It has always appeared to me, and I know I'm in the background and I'm the older man, but it seems like when you win your conference, you shouldn't have to play another team that had finished high in order to get the championship. And we're seeing that in conferences throughout. Now we realize basically it's financially, but maybe sometime we ought to go back and the best team wins, and you don't have to go through any of the other type of program in order to walk home with that #1 trophy.
JB, I think one of the things with that is the data point. They always want that data point if you've got that championship game. But we are controlled at the collegiate level by television. And what happened on Saturday in the KU-Oklahoma game was absolutely atrocious. Obviously, we don't condone that type of behavior by one of our student athletes. However, the two talent that were on that program spoke for over 30 minutes, almost to the end of the game about that. Once we saw that, we've had enough. We know what he did. Everybody knows what he did. And it seems like they just belabored the point to the point that I was just really sickened by it. And I certainly hope for the young man that he's learned his lesson. He's now going to set out at least the first series. He's not going to be a captain. And hopefully this will be a learning experience for him. But somebody needs to teach those two announcers something.
My final thought is about Jenks football coach Alan Trimble. You may have seen the Indomin era in that Jenks game, in that semifinal game they lost to Owasso. A thought hit me all of a sudden, this may have been Coach Trimble's final one. His 22nd season, of course, he stunned all of us back in the summer of 2016 with the announcement that he has ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. We wish Coach Trimble all the very best. He, of course, 22 seasons, 13 state championships, and much more than that, though. He's a class guy and a class act. Thinking of Alan Trimble. Guys, we got two great shows coming up in December. Leading us off, Pat Jones.
Pat Jones is an icon in himself. I mean, there's no question about it. If you don't listen to him on the animal, you're missing something, because Pat has something to say about everything.
And, of course, Barry Switzer.
That's right. The King's coming up.
With those two, there will not be a question that won't be answered.
And we want you to send your questions in for us. Just follow us on Facebook or Twitter, and then use that hashtag #OKSportscene. Send your questions in for Pat Jones and for Coach Barry Switzer. Hope you enjoyed our Oklahoma Sports Scene show. Don't forget, coming up, Pat Jones, Barry Switzer in December. We'll see you then. So long, everyone.